Hi guys, today I'm going to be showing you how to make a dragon puppet base. It's just this white thing in the back of this part. So let's just get started. Okay, so guys, these are our supplies. I'm just gonna fix my camera, sorry. Okay, that should be better now. So, color pencils or markers, take your pick. I'm using Castle Arts color pencils. These are the 72 count premium soft touch color pencils. Then you need cardstock. Try not to use computer paper, or if you have computer paper and that only, try to get a thicker one. So let's get started. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, first we're gonna start with tape, any kind of tape. I use packing tape and normal Scotch tape. I'm just gonna use both because why not? And then your cardstock, computer paper, whatever the heck you're using. At first, I started using so when I first started making dragons, I started with construction paper. I would not recommend doing that because it just doesn't look as detailed. But yeah, so this is one with colored pencil and markers. I don't know what to name this guy, but we're gonna give it a name. I promise you we will. So that side. So now we're gonna put it down. Okay. So first you're gonna just get one sheet of paper for right now. You're gonna need like 5 pieces of paper, I'd say. Just cause you need, actually, try just get 4 at the most. But let's just start. So first you're gonna hold your paper lengthwise like this. Then you are going to fold it in half. Try to do it as evenly as you possibly can on the first try. And then, make sure it's creased good. There. Now you're going to fold again. And then again. So, that was 3 folds. 3 times I folded in half. So, make sure it's creased good. And now, you have this. So now is where tape comes in. Because as you can see, that's all floppy. That shouldn't be floppy. So, this is the part where I usually use my packing tape. So, I love that sound. I'm sorry. Anyways, yeah. So now we're going to put our tape on. So, just put it on like you would normally. Oh my gosh, things stay. There. I just do that, then fold it over. That's what I do for my tape. So, you are going to make one more of this, okay? Just one more, and don't do anything else. Alright, well, I'll see you then. Okay, guys, I'm back. So, now you have 2. So, next part, you need scissors. You might need tape for this, but that's only, last resort, I guess. So, first, you're just gonna pick one of your tubes. Folds, whatever these are. I'm just going to call them tubes. So, let's pick one. Alright, let's go with this one. So, I gotta slide this over. I'm sorry if you can't see that. Okay, so, you're going to, so these should be even, right? So, you're going to cut one of them down about this much. Okay? Just that much. And just cut that bit off. So this is about as much as you would need to cut off. You're not going to use this anymore, so just, I guess, make a ring with it, because why not? I'm kidding, but yeah. So, on to the next part. So now, you are going to take one of your, this is not going to cut, I promise you. There's no more cutting the tubes, at least, if you don't need to, but yeah, so first, you're going to get one of your tubes, and you're going to fold it in half. Try to get it evenly the first time. I rarely ever do this. I just keep unfolding and folding it back. Now, I use my scissors for this part because it's handy, so I do that. I fold it in half, stick my scissors inside. I don't cut, I just pull up. And then I do that. So that's one, so now I need to do the other one. And make sure it's creased good. So there's that. Scissors, pull. All right, and there's that. So now let's do the next part. Okay, we're back. So now, paper, pencil. No, paper, pencil. My gosh, I'm so weird today. Okay. So yeah, I'm scooching this whole setup down again. I apologize, but yes. So we need both tubes. Both of them should be folded in half. They're like little tongs. Listen to that snap. So nice. Okay, so I'm sorry, I just stopped doing that. I just love that. Okay, so you're going to get your taller one. So just like do this and see which one is longer. So get your longer tube or whatever tube. So you are going, so I'm gonna do this like this. So you might want something hard to lean on for this, because why not? And yeah. So you're gonna put that down and put your hand inside like this. Yep, just like this. And now that, so just make sure it's comfortable. So now you're going to get your pencil and trace around that. So there's that. You need to make a second one of that because you need to put it on both sides. So we're just gonna copy and paste that. So there. I'm gonna measure it with my hand again just to make sure. Okay, oh my gosh, this is not working. Okay, there. So now you're gonna trace that one. And you're gonna cut these both out of the paper. So that's basically what you're gonna do for this step. So I'm gonna cut these out. Alright, now that those are cut out, now we need to get our long tube. Yes, I'm sorry for the horrible transition, but yeah, I'm new to this. So now that you have these two, you're gonna put them like this. So one of them on top, one of them on the bottom. It doesn't matter either way. But, oh, and by the way, you might want to use that roll that you cut earlier off of your shorter tube and roll that up in more paper. So you can make your dragon, you can make the base more comfortable for the top of your hand. Because you're going like this, not like this. Because, yeah. So anyway, let's start this part, I guess. Alright, so first you need more tape. All kinds of tape. Probably need scissors too. Maybe pencils. I don't even know, just supplies. Okay. So, tape. I'm gonna use my packing tape. This is high performance HP 260 packaging tape. So, just basic packing tape. Picture of a duck on it, which I like. So, yes, duct tape. Yes, I call it duct tape, not duct tape. Duct tape. That sounds weird. Okay, so now you're just going to do that. And then you're going to line this up. Then you're going to tape that down. Just like that. Make sure it's secured. Like, press it down good. And now you have that part. I did it uneven. Of course I did. Yay. I folded it uneven too. How great. Okay, so now you're going to get another piece of packing tape and do it again, but with like the same piece of paper. So just put that on there, fold it over, and put the tape down. Okay, so here's where the comfort support comes in. If you put your hand in there, it should be pretty snug, but sometimes your hand will slide out. So that's why I like to use extra rolls of paper. So I get my paper that I cut the triangles out, and I cut this part out. So, wait, no, I'm actually using that for the other one. Never mind. So, oh, and by the way, on one of the sides of the dragon, you need to cut the tips off so when your hand is inside, it can breathe. So yeah. Yeah, I'm just gonna use that later. So make sure it's nice and even. Perfecto. So this. You are going to do this. Oh my god, if this thing would actually stay, I need tape again. Yeah, you need tape again. So do this. Then you are going to, here we go. Yeah. Slide that underneath and put the tape over top. Then you're just gonna roll it. Make sure it's nice and snug. Yep, there we go. Perfect. So now you're gonna get a piece of tape and just fold the tape over, and now you have a little roll. So I personally like to make mine a lot bigger than this, so I'll just do that later so you guys can actually finish this tutorial, because yeah. Alright, well, yeah, let's just continue where we were and clean up along the process. Alright, so now we have this. So I would suggest definitely putting this part in by now. And I'm gonna add more paper because I have tiny child hands and I need to be cozy. Because yeah, this needs to be snug. Your hand wants to be like touching the top of it. Like not like touching it, just like gliding against it. So your hand doesn't keep falling out. Which really sucks when that happens. So try to shove that as far back as you can, because that's really useful. Okay. There. So yep, there's that. I'm gonna put another piece of tape to secure it. There. So now there's that. So this should be a lot more comfortable. Now you have like something to grip onto. And 4 of your fingers should be able to fit in here. Like I made this one a little narrow, that's fine. I could always make it a mini dragon. Like I made this little green one. I don't know what to name it, so please comment some name suggestions. It's a 2-sided dragon. One side is green. Sorry, you already saw it earlier, but one side is green, and yeah. And the other side is red. Yeah. Anyways, it's my newest dragon. I just finished it this morning, actually, for school. It was in session. So yeah. So once again, packing tape. So you're just gonna do the same thing again, and you're gonna do the same thing, then be traced and cut it out twice with this. So the exact same thing minus this roll for this hand. So yeah, that's basically it. So I'll see you guys once it's finished, and then I'll show you the next step. Okay guys, we're back. So now we have our 2 bits. You'll notice that one of them will be shorter. One second. So you'll notice that one of them is shorter and one of them is longer. So the longer one is going to be the top jaw, and your roll should be on the bottom like this. Now you're going to get a piece of paper, and you'll need to cut it into a rectangle like this. Yep, just like that. Make sure it's not as long as mine, but like that long. Yeah, that's probably good. So just use normal tape for this, I would suggest. But yeah. Now we're going to put our tape on. Then we are going to put that just in like that. Perfect. Now that that's there, we need to fold it down, make sure it's nice and creased. Alright, one second. Yeah, so now you're going to slide it in where your roll is. Make sure your rectangle piece of paper isn't too long like mine was for a minute there. And yeah. So just don't use too much paper for this. And yeah. Just don't stick the tape to your leg that you're not using it. It's a pain in the butt to pull off. Ugh. And the tape is on my leg. Ow. There we go. Alright, all better. And that right there is a finished dragon puppet base. So now you should be able to put your hand in and go nom nom nom. And honestly, this is just one of those things you gotta do until you're satisfied. So that's the end of this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. My goal right now is to get like 30 subs. That's my goal for the next month. So please help me achieve that goal. Well, thanks for watching. Bye.